welcome to Turn the Page, the official podcast of the Syosset Public Library.
Hi, everybody. This is Evelyn Hershkowitz, Reader Services Librarian, and today I'm here with two authors who have written the book together, The Trouble with Tinsel, and they are Juliet Giglio. Did I do that right?
Giglio.
Giglio, correct me. I'm not great with pronunciation of names. And her husband, Keith, and they're a husband and wife screenwriting duo who've had their meet cute in an elevator while attending NYU grad film school. Their first novel was The Summer of Christmas. Their most recent produced films include Reba McEntire's Christmas in Tune, Dear Christmas, A Very Nutty Christmas, and Christmas Reservations. Other credits include Disney's Tarzan, Pizza My Heart, Return to Halloween Town, Joshua, and A Cinderella Story. Juliet and Keith are both professors who teach screenwriting at SUNY Oswego and Syracuse University, respectively. They divide their time between Syracuse and Sag Harbor. So you and I, the three of us, have a lot in common. I went to Oswego. I graduated in 1983, and I'm just so excited to be able to interview you guys and speak with you. Now, my first question about The Trouble with Tinsel is, how autobiographical is it?
This one comes pretty close to home.
Pretty close to home on some things, because it's about a screenwriting duo. And at one point they do stop writing together, and then a movie brings them back. So that's true. And then there's also some craziness on the film shoot that did happen to us as well.
So we did stop writing together after our second child was born. And I did some solo work, and then oddly, because it's a great story, I have to tell this. Am I allowed to tell this story?
Fine.
So I was working on a project with Sylvester Stallone, and he kept remembering a comedy Juliet and I wrote together. And I'm like trying to dissuade him. No, you don't remember that. Let's do this drama thing instead. He goes, no, I want to do that comedy. So I had to tell Juliet, I don't know what you had planned tomorrow, but you need to come through a meeting with Stallone. And you did.
I was going hiking in the Santa Monica Mountains.
Yeah. And the studio and the producers decide they don't want to make the project I was writing. They don't want to do the Stallone project, but they like Juliet and me better than just me. And then we wound up with a 2-picture deal.
And then we just continued writing together.
Yeah, after that.
That's so great. You guys lived out in California then?
We did for 20 years.
20 years.
Wow. What brought you back to the New York area?
The weather and upstate New York.
Is that where you're from originally?
No. I'm from Brooklyn.
Me too. I was born in Brooklyn.
Then I got banished to Staten Island, then Manhattan, then LA, Syracuse.
You know, we wanted to come back though because we had the chance to become tenure track professors, and it seemed like an exciting new opportunity. And it really has been. We love teaching, and our teaching has made us better writers. Because we're talking about like writing all day long, and then when we go home and write together, we're like, wait, why aren't we doing that? And we just told someone else not to do that, and we're doing it.
And we split up the chapters, and now we grade each other on them.
Okay. Do you teach together also, or do you have separate?
Oh, no.
We've done that a couple of times.
Was not good. We separate church and state. I'm at Oswego, and Keith is at Syracuse.
Right. We did some.
Okay.
We've appeared some places talking about writing, but
it's better we teach separately.
We tend not to be asked back. I don't know why.
What department in Oswego are you in?
I am in the creative writing department. And
is it part of communication?
Part of English. No, it's actually English. part of the English department. And it's a great department. You know, we have a lot of different tracks: fiction, nonfiction, poetry, screenwriting.
I wonder if that was there when I was there. Not that I majored in that, but
it would have been there. It's been around since 1962.
Oh, then yes.
Screenwriting has been. Right?
Not screenwriting, but the whole creative writing program has been around. It's really, I think, the second oldest program in the country in creative writing. Yeah.
And where is it headquartered? What building are you guys in?
Oh, yes. So we are in the new building. We're in the Morano Campus Center, which they completely renovated.
Beautiful. I know. I've been up there. Yeah.
So we're in the Poucher wing.
Oh, wow. That's so
I'm
nice.
the third party observant here. It's a beautiful campus.
Yeah.
Looking out over that lake, you had editors come up for a book fest and like, oh, wow.
They loved it.
They loved Oswego.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was in Seneca they used to call that New Campus 40 years ago. Now I
Right.
think it's called West Campus.
I
But
think
I was
so.
in Seneca for 2 years, overlooking the water. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't ask for anything
No,
better.
you can't.
And the
Beautiful.
sunsets, I mean,
Absolutely beautiful.
it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. I mean, I enjoyed every bit of my 4 years there. So
So great to hear. And
Yeah.
you know what? I love the snow too. I don't mind it. And we actually didn't start writing Christmas movies and novels until we moved back east.
Nice.
And we just get into this perfect mode of when the snow is falling and we're looking out and the
Mhm.
fireplace is going. And it's a perfect time to write these kind of stories,
Right.
which we couldn't have done in California.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, let's give a little more information about the book so people want to read it. I just want to say that it is available on Libby in both audiobook and ebook, and we do have the hard copy here. I listened to the audio, it was very good. I did both. I read and I do the both. I read and I
Okay.
listen. I love doing that. So I get I get the hearing part of it and I
Uh-huh.
get the print part. So your audiobook was very good. Did you listen to the audiobook?
We have a little, and we are lucky we get to choose
Right.
the actor, the
Mhm.
actress who records it. And they usually send us 4 different tapes and we listen to all of them and then we
Yeah.
decide who we think's going to do all the voices the best. And
But-
there are a lot of voices in this book. And I
Mhm.
think she did a really
She
good
really-
job.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah. She did a great job.
yeah.
She did a great job. So I just interrupted when I asked the question, but let's just give a little more information about what the book's about.
Okay, the book is about a couple that used to be they met in film school like us.
Like us.
And they used to write scripts together, but
Like
nothing
us.
sold. So after about 5 years, she went back to New York, became a teacher, drama teacher, and he just kind of kept kicking around trying to write
He
this,
stays in LA.
writing bad science fiction scripts like I did, so it's the autobiographical part. And then in a weird turn of events, the old script they wrote is optioned and someone wants to make it into a movie. So she has to come back from Brooklyn to LA for we used to call it the rewrite before Christmas, but to rewrite the script and get it ready for production.
So another fun part of the book really is seeing what Christmas is like in LA. Because
Mhm.
it's really different.
Mhm.
For one thing, I mean, it's not just the weather, but a lot of things they do, they love to have snow as well. So they will actually pay a lot of money to have it carted in so they can have little snow hills to go down.
That's it. It's LA does Christmas well, so we always love that part of it. And in this book, in a twist, the actress they're working for misinterprets Carrie's engagement ring
Right.
as John giving it to her.
Right.
And so
the actress in the movie that they're now working on and it's going into production assumes that they're engaged. And so of course they end up lying to her.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. It's kind of the fun.
Hates liars.
Yeah, it's because she hates liars, so they can't. Yeah.
They were so petrified to let her know that they're really not engaged.
Yeah,
Right.
and because actors
It
are
was a lot. It was a lot of fun. It really is.
Oh, that's great to hear. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, it's
And
a
it
lot
was
of
it was
fun.
a fun follow-up after the summer of Christmas. That was
That one I haven't gotten to. I will get to that
Yeah.
one.
so good.
But in this book, there's like crazy on-set stuff, which is all true. All true. Temperamental actors, crazy directors, who knows what movie anybody is making, going to sets, not recognizing your own words. That all has happened to us, and that's all in
Yeah.
there.
There. Yeah.
What did you do for Tarzan?
So we
Tarzan, wow, that was our first job off the bus to LA.
Really?
Yeah, so someone had sent one of our scripts, probably an agent sent our scripts to Movie Tunes, and Movie Tunes had done the Goofy movie, and everyone loves the Goofy movie. And they had us in for a couple of ideas, and then we had one idea of our own.
And we said, so we pitched the idea of Tarzan becoming an animated movie, which it hadn't been at that point.
Right.
And
And
that's
so they loved
Disney?
it.
It was
Yeah,
Disney.
and we sold it to Disney.
So
So it started out as Movie Tunes and then
went to
it
the
became
feature
the
side.
feature side.
So that was our first job, and they hired us as like a story consultant on it. And so we did a couple of outlines, but we conceived it. We conceived
Wow.
Tarzan in the Jungle, animated musical. We didn't mention Phil Collins, which would have been genius, but the whole conceit of it was perfect for an animated movie.
Wow. That's I don't know.
It's
Hollywood
fun.
is fascinating. I mean, to be on movie sets and everything else and meeting actors, and I mean that's just fascinating. You've been on a lot of movie sets, all your movies, you get to
Yep. Our movies, friends' movies, other movies. Yeah.
The only movie we missed was there was one of the movies that was filmed during COVID.
Right.
Wow.
That was too bad because we would have met Jason Priestley
Right.
from
Mhm.
90210 days.
Oh, wow. Which movie was that?
That was called Dear
Dear
Christmas,
Christmas.
Uh-huh.
with Melissa Joan Hart, Jason Priestley. It had a great cast,
Hmm.
but that was probably the only set we didn't get to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Pretty much every other set. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then again,
Do you have
living in LA
anything-
20 years, it's like, okay, who's got a movie made? You go visit your friends.
You have a movie now coming out or anything?
Well,
No,
The Writers Guild strike,
and COVID
Oh,
slowed it down.
sure.
the strike shut down everything, and so nothing this year. Maybe something next year. We'll see.
We'll see.
That's great. What about book writing? You're writing another book?
We're both writing books,
Yeah.
and we're also working on something else that we're going to do together
Yeah.
again too.
So each writing our solo
Yeah.
book, kind of segueing more to books these days, which is kind of fun.
Mhm.
So Juliet's writing something of her own, and I'm writing something of my own, and then
We've got another joint project.
yeah.
Wow.
It's fun to write books though. It really is, and it's fun to do. It's like something different. Having been screenwriters for so long, I mean, I'm a big believer, and you've got to keep changing it up.
Right. Although we are waiting for one of our scripts to be greenlit by
Ooh.
India. India. Yeah.
India.
One
Nice.
of our scripts
A fo-
might be getting filmed in India with that whole Indian cast.
Yes.
Wow.
Again.
Hollywood, huh?
That's Hollywood.
That's Bollywood.
That's the Bollywood, Hollywood. Yeah. It's Hollywood
Oh
now.
my gosh. Would you go over there when they film it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've been to India, so I'd love to go back.
And I work with an Indian colleague who's taking kids to Bollywood, and she's like, I want to come.
Absolutely. Wow, that's great.
It's
That
just
is-
funny.
That is
Yeah.
fabulous. Oh my God, good for you guys. How long does it usually take from the writing of a script till it gets produced?
Oh, it
Oh,
could take years. I
years.
mean, we had one script that we wrote. It was probably the first thing we ever wrote in our career. And about 12 years after it was written, a producer called us up and said, "Do you still own that script? Because I think I just sold it." And so that's a long period of time.
Right.
We have
The
usually
Christmas
it's a little bit faster.
the Christmas movies are a lot faster.
They were, yeah. So we had 4 Christmas movies produced in a row, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. And they were greenlit like in a month or
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So that was fast.
Mhm.
Were
Those are
they
fun.
on what channels were they on?
Oh,
They're on
Lifetime.
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 And yeah, the first one was A Very Nutty Christmas, which is a lot of fun. It's basically a nutcracker comes to life, and he's like this perfect guy.
Mhm.
And then the second movie was called Christmas Reservations. Takes place at a ski lodge,
Uh-huh.
and there are all these interweaving like relationships happening.
That was shot in Tahoe.
Now it's Tahoe, and the third one was the COVID one, Dear Christmas. And then the last one was with Reba McEntire,
That was shot in Nashville.
shot in Nashville, and
That
also
was fun.
the actor from Dukes of Hazzard was in it,
John Schneider.
John Schneider.
Oh, of course, I
Great
know who
cast.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's
that was a lot of fun, and there's a lot of singing in that one.
Right.
You guys have chairs and everything with your names on it. And
No. I sit in someone's chair till they kick me out.
That's right. No. That's
because you
fun.
did say they had chairs in this one though.
We did.
did,
We did, yeah.
They had chairs, so I was wondering.
It's always fun to see a name on a chair.
Wow, that's great. Did you guys always want to be screenwriters and authors? Was that something you always wanted?
I
wanted to be a studio executive.
yeah.
Or actually, first I wanted to direct, and that's how we met at film school. And then I wanted to be a studio executive. How about you?
I had no other discernible skills. I was going to be a rock and roll star. And when that didn't pan out, I went to the film. And yeah, I always loved movies. My parents loved movies. And so that was the church I worshiped at, a movie theater. And
Right.
so not so much TV. I like TV. I think TV is incredible these days. But I'm still a packed movie theater. People are responding, laughing, cheering. Nothing beats that to me.
Where did you both go to undergrad?
I went to Dartmouth College.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to the complete opposite of Dartmouth College. I went to a college where the entrance exam was breathing. Now it's better. It's called Wagner College, but you never know who you're going to meet. And at that place, I met a friend. He's also a writer, professional writer. Funny, last night he was sending me some script pages, and that was a long time ago. Yeah. So again, you never know where you wind. We always say it's not who you know, it's who you are.
Right. I know Keith said that where he grew up. Where did you grow up, Juliet?
Juliet is migratory. Tell your story one step ahead of the law.
I grew up everywhere. I was born in Michigan, then I moved to Denver, then to Southern California. Then I went to high school in Maryland, and then from there I went to college. So
New
we moved a
Hampshire,
lot. And then,
Chicago. Then you went to then you went to NYU, and then LA.
Mhm.
Yep, gotcha.
yeah, and now I'm in upstate New York, which is great. I live in New
You
York
guys
City.
also have a house out in Sag Harbor? Or?
That's
Yeah,
right.
we got lucky. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's nice out there. We
Yeah, it's
were
very
out in
good.
Montauk twice this summer. We stayed 2 weeks out there.
Oh wow,
It's
nice.
really
Loving
nice
out
out
there.
there.
There's a great restaurant in Sag Harbor. I don't remember the name of it, but they have the best garlic knots. Have you been there?
Oh,
No.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Real
yeah,
estate
yeah, yeah.
template.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
called Il Cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I want to
So-
go to the restaurant in
so good.
Montauk called the Gig Shack because my nickname is
It
Gig.
was so good.
Yeah, I want to go to Gig Shack.
Is Gig Shack
It
good?
was so, yes, the Gig
I
Shack
gotta go to Gig Shack.
is one of the best restaurants we ate at when we were out there the second week.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
we've got to go there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shirt.
We go to the Crow's Nest. We like that.
We haven't been to that one, but
Yeah, it's if you want to blow your salary, that's a good thing.
well, everything was expensive.
We've only taken people for birthday parties.
Yeah. No, everything's expensive out there.
Yeah.
It's probably not, it's probably a lot easier to live in Syracuse than it is in Sag Harbor, money wise.
Definitely.
Financially, yeah. Mentally, man.
Oh no, I love it here.
It's nice here. Yeah.
So you have to commute up to Oswego. What does it take you, 45 minutes?
Hour.
Oh,
But-
does it?
But she's from LA. That's nothing. An hour? No
Yeah,
traffic.
yeah. 50 miles, 50 minutes. It's
Yeah.
a dream. In LA, you
Dude.
go 5 miles in 50 minutes.
Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad.
But what about all the snow and stuff? Do you
That's
mind
where
that?
Zoom
That's fine.
Zoom comes in handy.
Yeah.
So Juliet likes to ski more than I do, but we ski.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love to ski.
Mhm.
And that's
Yes.
great.
I went there for 4 years. I don't remember classes being canceled. My son was there one semester, and I think he missed like 3 days of classes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Did you?
They've gotten soft. They have gotten so soft compared to it didn't matter. I mean, I'm small, I'm under 5 feet. I was much thinner back then. I could have gotten blown into the lake. And we just did it. We just went. We just bundled up and off we went. It didn't
Well, this
matter.
is what I was wondering because I've heard stories that they used to have ropes across Oswego
There
campus.
was no ropes. I was there from
And you would get
79
blown. So that's
79 to 83. There were no ropes. There might have been ropes before that time. There were absolutely no ropes. There were no ropes. But you know what is so great about Oswego? Which I never knew. I just figured all campuses were like that. The dining halls are almost connected to every single dorm. Like
Mhm.
you don't have to go outside to eat.
Well, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it
Which
is.
I
really
never, I
nice.
just assumed all colleges were like that.
Yeah.
And
No.
my niece went to Syracuse and we were up in Oswego and we stopped by and picked her up. And she was coming from a dining hall and I'm like, you have to go outside to eat. Like I would figured all of these cold weather colleges would build it so that you didn't have to
No.
go outside, but
Yeah, you could stay in your pajamas, I bet, and just
Yeah.
go downstairs
yeah, it
and
was great.
I think
Yeah.
it's one dorm or maybe two residency or maybe two that has someplace you can eat in a dorm.
Yeah.
at Syracuse.
Do you remember the name of your dining hall? Was it
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder? I was gonna say Pathfinder. Yeah, that's still there.
It
They're
was
renovating. I
Pathfinder.
think they're updating it.
Yeah, it was Pathfinder. Yep.
Oh, it's too funny.
Yeah. And then
what was your major? Were you English major?
I was a communications major.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and they're building a gorgeous new building over there.
Are
Oh,
they?
Yes. So it used to be called. It's the big giant building across from the library, and they've completely gutted it, completely renovating it. All new state of the art
Mhm.
film studios, TV studios.
Flanagan Hall.
Not Lanigan. They're moving out of Lanigan to this other place.
Oh, okay.
It's where they used to have I think they'd have the bookstore there. They don't
Mhm.
anymore. Yeah, they're really, the whole campus is, you're gonna have to go up for a reunion. It's looking incredible.
Yeah. Well,
Very
a lot of our classes were down in Sheldon.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? I used to teach in Sheldon 5 years ago, but not anymore. They
Yeah.
seem to be moving, away from there.
Yeah. So that was a far walk.
Yeah, that's a little far, especially in the winter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was rough. I always stayed in shape just from the walk. It was crazy. And then once I moved off campus, I always walked. I rarely ever took the bus. So I walked. in freezing
Everywhere.
cold weather. I mean, I could never do this now. There is no way I could walk the amount that I walked when I was a youngin. There's just no way. It was a very big walking town, you know.
Now, did you go to the ice rink? Did you go to the
Like I said, my son was there
hockey?
for one semester, so yes, we were up there. We saw the whole thing. We used to have to go to watch the hockey games over at oh my God, the across the road. I can't think of the name, but that's where all the hockey games were. Across
Okay.
the road. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. Their kids are soft today. It's easy.
Yeah.
Everything's in the campus center.
Right.
You know,
They
don't
have
have
it
to
easy.
go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. And actually my boss, the director of the library, is also an Oswego graduate.
Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
That's, you know, three of my students are now librarians. And they recently became librarians in the last like 2 years.
That's great.
So I think we must be doing something right in terms of.
Is it a master's program? Yours is an undergrad program?
Yes. So, well, they were undergrad with me, screenwriting students, and also English. And then they would go do, I believe, a 2-year master's program for library science.
Yeah, it's 36 credits, so it doesn't matter. You know, you could do it. I mean, I was old already. I was 50 by the time I became a librarian, and I had 2 young kids, and, you know, so it was hard to do it quickly. I think I did it in like 3 years, and I was working full time already at the library. So I was able to, you know, I did it slowly. You know, so you could do it as quickly or as, like, we have 2 young girls now that are doing it, and they're taking like 4 and 5 classes a semester, which for graduate is really hard to juggle all that. So it depends. You could do it as, you know, quick or as slow as you want. So, but that's good that they're becoming librarians. That's very nice.
I think it's great. I think people are discovering the library more and more because you have all these, you've got Libby, you've got, you know, the free, Libby's the audiobook.
Libby's great. Libby's fantastic.
Audio and ebooks, it's both. And magazines. It's a lot of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's we love reading The Atlantic that way.
Yes. Really I buy all the audio and ebooks on Libby here. That's part of my job. So yeah, it's great.
Perfect.
Well, thank you for buying our book.
I appreciate
that's great.
You're very welcome.
You must have just chuckled when you saw our names and realized the Oswego connection.
Yeah, no, I was like, this is great.
In Oswego.
I don't know. We should.
Huh? I didn't hear what
you said. Why don't we write a story in Oswego? And I said we should. Oswego with Micron coming.
Oswego.
It's going to be. It's going to change. There's going to be a big transformation.
For what?
With Micron coming, you know, the company,
semiconductor factory. It's upstate New York.
Coming to Oswego.
They're coming to Clay,
and they need to update the port in Oswego so the ships can come in with the material.
Ships will come in through Oswego, the port, and then they'll go down the river to Clay to the factory.
No train.
Oh wow, that's so cool! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no, it's big.
It's going to transform the whole Syracuse area.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to the State Fair?
No, I never have. No.
Oh, it's not fun. But Micron was all over it, saying, "Hey, we're coming. We're excited to be here."
Announcing the whole rollout, and they're expecting an increase of probably up to 100,000 people in the next 20 years.
Oh my goodness!
Not just all the new workers coming and the executives, but all the ancillary services that you're going to need to go with that.
Yeah.
And this is a town that was built for that. The infrastructure is there, so it's very exciting. And Oswego is going to be reaping the benefits, and they're already talking with all the different deans and administrators, up at Oswego about it, and Syracuse.
Yeah.
About how to, help students get jobs in this area.
Right.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. That'll be great.
And they're opening they're opening a big STEM school. An old downtown Syracuse high school, which is abandoned, is now being reopened for a STEM school.
Yeah. And it's interesting with climate change, this could be more and more the place to be because it's actually not as cold as it used to be. But it's not hot.
It's in a book you have in your library called The Heat Will Kill Us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like number 4 in the New York Times bestseller nonfiction.
And the author talks in there how he used to live in this area and how this is
a place to come back to
live. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's beautiful in the summer, in the spring.
Yeah.
And fall.
Yeah, no, it's good.
And we're not getting as much snow anymore either.
Oh, really?
No. So we've been here 12 years. And the first few years we would get the normal 120 inches. Yeah. Last year, maybe 80, maybe
Big drop.
70. So we're already seeing that change in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we had no snow last year at all.
Yeah.
Really?
Nothing.
Oh.
No. And
Wow.
I'm hoping that continues because I saw enough snow for my 4 years up there.
Yeah, enough to sell that. Right, you got driving it is tough. So.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not
very
a
fun.
fan. I'm not a fan of that at all. So did you guys go? I see that you had an event at Rivers End Bookstore, which was a really nice bookstore in
Oh, that's
Oswego.
Love that store.
Yeah.
They're so supportive, and I love how the community really comes out
Oh my
to all
God.
the events.
Those are some of our favorite signings when we do the Rivers End.
Yes, and my dean was there, all my colleagues, some of my students, a
Mhm,
lot of people. It was a really big turnout. I think we had about at least 60 people.
mhm.
Oh,
So that was lovely. And I had my 2 students, my TAs, they moderated our conversation,
And we
which was
did-
also fun.
Yeah, and we did another one. There's a new bookstore in Syracuse, right
Oh.
at Landmark Theater, called the Parthenon, and that's good. It's a good little place, and they're building it, and we had some more of my
Mhm,
kind of
you're-
people
yeah,
because closer to SU
That's
Right.
right.
came to that one. It was good.
Yeah.
So he got the better commute out of the two of you, huh?
Yeah, he did.
I look. I was willing to move to Oswego.
Oh, okay.
I like it there. I like the water. I love seeing the water, and
Yeah.
that's where my mother emigrated to. And
That's true.
yeah.
Great story. His mother was on that.
Juliet made a documentary about my mother.
Right. So in
Oh,
during World War II, there was only one boat of
Yeah.
Holocaust refugees that were allowed into the United
Sure.
States.
Yeah.
And his family was on that boat, and they took them up to Oswego. His mother was only 6 years old or 8
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah, sick.
And, that's where she lived in America for the first 18 months
Yeah.
before they moved to New York.
and what was her name? Because I know there's a story. What was your mom's name?
Her
Oh
name
no,
is-
she's not Ruth Gruber.
Oh, she's not
whatever.
Ruth Gruber. Okay.
No, but she knew
Because I know
Gruber.
that story. Yeah.
Yeah, that story too. No, her name is her name at the time was Levy, Levi, and it was my mother, my grandparents, my mother, my cousin, all that stuff, and then my aunt Ella was born there on American soil, and that
Wow.
complicated a lot of matters because now she's a citizen,
Right.
and so they had to make everyone citizen. Eleanor Roosevelt came.
Yeah,
and
there
lobbied.
actually were a total of 23 babies
Yeah.
born at the fort during that 18-month period.
Mhm.
And it was a kind of a big decision how to figure out how to allow everyone to stay, because when they'd gotten on the boat, they'd signed a document saying that they would return
Mhm.
to their countries of origin when the war was over.
But it's about how long is your documentary?
It's only 14 minutes.
14 minutes. It's
Mhm.
called Only 982, only 982.
Because that was the number of people that
And
got on the
you can
boat.
find it on YouTube.
Yeah,
Only,
it's
I'm sorry, what was the number?
only 982.
Okay, I'm gonna
So
look it up. It's
if
on
you
YouTube?
Google- yeah, it's on YouTube. If you Google only and then the number is 982,
And maybe
and
last
then
name.
put in my name, Juliet
Okay.
Giglio, it pops up. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's shown all over.
They have it at the Safe Haven Museum
Safe Haven,
at
at
the Portatorium.
Ontario. I was on
Yeah.
PBS.
Very interesting. Wow, that's great.
A
I'm
lot
gonna
of temples.
definitely, I'm a big YouTuber. I
Oh,
love,
Oh,
good.
perfect. Oh, yeah.
I will definitely look it up. Well,
Oh,
you know,
thank
you
you so
guys
much.
definitely have fascinating lives.
Oh, well,
So there's
thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
So
reaching
much to
out.
pull from for your stories and your novels and your movies. It's great. It's great. So thank you
you.
so much for
Oh,
speaking.
thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate that
Yeah.
you reached out to us.
Keep our information. If you're ever passing through Sag Harbor, come on.
I'm
grab
gonna
a
go out
coffee.
next. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I will be out there next summer again. We had a great 2 weeks. The 2 weeks they were totally, one in June and one in September, and
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Perfect.
it was great. We really enjoyed being out there.
Like I said, email Juliet.
Email us and we can meet up.
Okay,
in
we could go have lunch, dinner, breakfast.
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
perfect.
I'd love that.
We love being out there. So, do you guys spend the whole summer out there? Or?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. We're gone. Yeah. So
May to
May to
end of August.
Yeah, last year we had a sabbatical, and that was
Wow.
even better. So, but yeah, that's the plan. Sag
Great.
Harbor and Manhattan. That'll be the plan.
Yeah.
That's the
Very
retirement plan.
Well,
Very
thank
good.
you.
No, thank you guys so much. I love speaking with you, and happy
Likewise.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy
Thank
holidays.
you.
Enjoy your time. Stay
Thank
safe.
you.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good talking to you. Take
All right.
care. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's time to close this chapter of Turn the Page. Join us for the next episode.